Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay, not too bad. It's very hot out. I have my air conditioner on, so that's the noise you hear. I have to. I made a chicken salad for supper later to make sandwiches with celery and onion and chicken and mayo and put some lettuce on there, and that'll be really good when it gets super cold because, I don't know, I think a cold sandwich with lettuce, any salad stuff on a hot day tastes good to me. So that'll be great later. But yeah, not much more going on. Just did some cleaning in a spare room, getting some stuff that we don't use, getting it ready to go out in one of our outbuildings. It's just organizing stuff more. Can't do some of the remodeling projects today, but I can get ready for another room to be done, is what I'm doing actually. We've got about half of it done. Like the floor, it needs a new subfloor on half of it, like we did on the one part already. Well, Doug did. I helped a little bit, but no, he did most of that. So anyway, yeah, that's, and then he helped me put some stuff away after I moved some other stuff. And so, yeah, because it's so hot out. I mean, he shouldn't go out there either. Excuse me. I think we got at least a week of this type of stuff coming up. So, yeah, yeah. Oh, I was listening to Dr. Bogdan talking about borderline personalities. Um, and how they actually will self-destruct, you know. They do. They are very destructive. But, it's like with the narcissist. They're not capable of loving real love. They just don't have those capabilities because of their mental illness. It's like trips me up, but the truth hurts, and that's the truth of it, you know. And, there's some professionals that will say, well, like cluster B personalities, the dark traits in a person is evil. What more can we say, you know? So, well, anyway, not cheers to that, but cheers to your weekend, you know. So that's really about all that's going on around here, just cleaning and making something cool to eat for later, and literally cool. It'll be good. So, I don't know what else is really going on. There's not a lot of, well, I don't know. There's been a couple of people that put out like what's happening in the world type of news, and just to let people know what's going on is one thing, but the fear tactics that other people are trying to use, um, I don't listen to it much. I mean, I don't take it to heart. I don't let it rip me up like something might have in the past. Okay, that's what a topic I did want to bring in today's video, is how Israel and Iran are talking about, or going to war against Syria. Also, like Israel going to war against Syria and wanting the United States to fund and back them to do that. No, we're sick of fighting bankers' wars. We're sick of um, paying for people to live luxuriously and ignore the common person that makes those funds. And then people die in the process. None of it makes any sense except for greed, you know. And I'll never honor a soldier. I just won't, you know. If you're a soldier for God and or you do things right on this planet for the other people on this planet, that's who you are, and you strictly do not believe in violence, well, then you're speaking my language, you know. So. On the other hand, people say the God of the Bible was like a different God than who is now. Well, then let me bring to your mind the book of Revelation. That doesn't sound too pretty for the people that aren't willing to act like decent human beings in society. From what I understand, they're pushing their limits, and there is a limit. So that's my understanding of the whole thing. And I do believe in a dark star. I do believe in Nibiru, both being different things. The phoenix, I believe in that cycle on our calendars and in the sky clock that actually, and that is what the people that call themselves elite, well, they're definitely not the upper echelon as far as what is, but they pretend pretty well, you know, miserable things that they are. I mean, when you really don't care how many people you take off this planet for your own greed, that's just, there's no need for you. You don't need to exist, you know. That's your personality. That's these type of people, these world leaders. They're good for nothing. So, plus I saw one of them open their door to basically strangers in their life or whatever. Like I know I've done in my life. They aren't going to sit up there and play games with all their riches and party around the world with all their friends and pretend like there's nothing wrong with it as they swindle the whole world, you know. It's sickening. I mean, one thing, yeah, if you do a service for somebody and you actually earn that money, but to do a disservice to people based on lies and what constitutes mafia, cabal, connection all over the world in various different forms, all the affiliates. Yeah, it's a giant scamming project, you know. Myself personally, I'm just personally aware of people that in my own personal life scam me right to my face and think I don't know any better. And I'll play music and it's like, look, this is what you're doing. And I can see it clearly. So just stop lying about it, you know. I hate people that pretend that they love me and they really don't. There's nothing more I hate because I will never ever tell somebody, hey, I like you or I love you if I don't, you know. Or if I love them, I'll say, but if I don't like them very much, there'll be things I love about them, but I will also display what I don't like about them, and that could be enough to make me not even be around somebody, love them as I might, you know. So yeah, I played some music this morning because first, well, Doug and I were having a conversation, and yesterday I had sent him a picture of a woman who had come on to him, and he was very receptive to it, being that it was in the range of pedophilia. You know, like when some girl is like 20 and he's like 65, that's a vast difference in age to be flirtatious, you know. So I sent this picture of this hog, putting it mildly, to him, and he was like making excuses for the way she looked, and I'm like, dude, whatever, you know. Um, I well, there was more to it. It's just unbelievable. I've been through some unbelievable shit in my life, but I saw them two act like in front of me, and just the way. Here, okay, this is what it was. I'll just tell you. This was my granddaughter from my second son that he wasn't able to be there when the baby was born, and he had asked the mother if she wanted to choose between this other man and him, and she couldn't decide, so he walked. So anyway, I ended up going to meet the baby. In the meantime, we had rented 2 rooms in this pretty extravagant place with a pool and, you know, nice place for where I had to go to do this. Well, long story short, we ended up with 1 room because of a blizzard. So here are um, her oldest son is about 4, and this tiny baby, and Doug and I crammed in these 2 beds in a room. Basically is what it was. And that became one of my personal nightmares. But I ended up leaving Doug and her in the hot tub and took the tiny baby up into the room and took care of the baby and stuff while they got to know each other. It's like, whatever. So, yeah, I've been through some really weird shit. But, and, yeah, okay, whatever. So, yeah, even if nothing happens to me in my life, I don't care if it did or not, that's too close for comfort. And I've been cheated on before, so just even that attraction between these 2 fucking slut weirdos, that's what's on my mind today. you know. Anyway, I'm just saying it like it is. I can't describe any, and it goes way deeper than that because I tried with these people. I tried working with them. I tried ignoring them. I tried, just like I was even. Well, you know what? I can't. I'm not living in yesterday. It was just a picture of somebody that is now like in her 30s and looks like she's about 80 as far as her health, and it's just like, I don't know, weird. So, I mean, the shit that was said and done, you wouldn't have believed it. And there was a fucking blizzard, excuse me. I couldn't even go if I had wanted to right that second. It was like so satanically planned. It was like unbelievably so. So I just played music today at about how I feel about a lot of things in life, and you know, like Elton John's, I guess that's why they call it the blues. you know, you know. But I mean, just the way people act like you don't know something, or you know, and you can't see who they are right up to the very end. It's like, why? There's really no reason for it. I mean, look, my feelings got hurt. They can't get any more hurt. There, it is what it is. I had to deal with it. And those other times that things like that happened to me, I had to deal with them while they were happening, let alone one right after another. So finally, I'm just like, do whatever you want. I'm done. But still, the lies of the whole thing of people trying to save face when they should just be straight up, we see you anyway. Just do what you're gonna do, but be honest about it, you know? Yeah, you can't do that. So, yeah. I haven't heard anything from my son. I was thinking about asking my daughter-in-law if she had heard from him, but they're divorced, and or if the kids had heard from him, but I don't feel like invading on her privacy too. I mean, I might in a day or so, you know, or if I hear anything, I'll for sure tell her so she can be aware of where he is, you know, if she needs to or wants to. But yeah, so I have no clue what's going on with him, if he's staying sober or if his life matters to him. I don't know. I got a lot of people around me in my life that aren't taking this whole thing very serious that we live in, you know? So, or to even point out like how many people are dying in a certain area or whatever, or things that I already know, like to continuously tell me things as like a mode of torture or something, you know? It's like, yeah. Just strange things. I have a very strange life like that, you know? It's not always so, oh, what's the word? I'm trying to get a sliver out of my hand. I think I just did. It's not always, it's just not necessary. I mean, I don't know. I can't prove it. It's weird. It's stuff I already know. Videos I share about whether it was the energy weapons or whatever it is. Like, I know this stuff. Just stop already. You know? It's weird. Almost I was thinking of not making a video, but I thought no, because I know there's people that take time out of their day to make ones for other people too. So we do have that connection out on the planet because we're around people that are so disconnected. So just keeping in touch like that, you know. So I almost just went and jumped in the shower, and I was going to sit around with wet hair. And it is nice when I get it all wet and then it just goes down my back and drips, you know, when it's hot out. So it's cool in here now, but if I were to open the window later, if it gets to be about 75 degrees, if, then I'll turn the air off and open the windows later. So. And sometimes it does, but other times it could stay like 100 degrees all night long. That'd be a bummer. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Because it's better with no noise or no air or no fans going, that type of thing. So I got my exercises done and started moving stuff around and sweeping in that other room and that. And I just felt like it. It's like, well, I got to do something. So I'm going to do something I don't want to do. So I've been putting it off. I am disappointed in the channels that are not understanding that there really aren't aliens. It's all it's all demonically inspired. Every bit of what we're going through, aside from the God's spirit within us, I mean, and his creation that other people are controlling right now is it's all insane. Yeah, at least I think it is. At least I'm around a lot of it. People just walk around so ignorant of everything, it's like ignorance isn't bliss, it's still just ignorance. Bliss is not being ignorant, but having a peaceful day. That's total bliss, because then you know you're intelligent, so you're not stupid and you're having a good day, whereas you could be really stupid and think you're having a good day, and it might not turn out like that because of your ignorant ways. Just saying, that's what I really believe. And I shared a Jason Brashears from the Archaics. Um, it's in my community page. It's about the seven seals, and that he believes that the so-called plague stuff was the beginning of all that. What if all that had already happened hundreds of years ago, except for the part of Revelation? They've been playing these other things out, like the famine and all that stuff, for hundreds of years. Everything's been fulfilled except for the Great Tribulation that they're bringing on to themselves by still playing games, because they think they can't ascend, so they think they're going to escape into artificial intelligence, because this is their last go around for being in the flesh. And God's the one who created computers, and they think they did, but now they're finding out that they actually don't have control, but they're still pretending they do. And they're trying to maybe not take, they can't take anything, anybody's soul. That Satan can only have what belongs to him. So if you have God in your heart, you are fearless. You have no fears. And he knows that. Doug will be like, well, they're only trying to take down the ones they can take because they know their time's short. And it's like, they can't take something that doesn't belong to them. They can only have, Satan can only have what he has. and that's part of him. That's his actual self, you know. It's a lonely world in that respect, I'm sure, you know. What price glory, you know, or the man that loses his soul to gain the world. And what is the world if it's only one person, one entity, and everybody's all the same like that? Well, then it's still only one thing. I myself enjoy my separateness, but there's many people that belong to this collective, and it is a collective effort towards the people of God, you know, but we're still more single, more singularities in our spirit, more free, you know. And the thing is, it's like with the Phoenix Protocol, the time clock, the destruction, and the different seals that will be broken before those trumpets are blowing all these things. I believe this is all real, you know, to tell us what time it is. It's not, they already know what time it is, you know. Yeah, they do. Um, the season, maybe not the day and the hour, but definitely they know it's the season. 'Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la, or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, they know. There was something else I was going to say with Satan's very own, you know, but oh, about blind justice. Just that, you know, the wrath of God is like blind justice. You see Statue of Liberty, the lady with the scale, she's balancing and she's got her sword down. Her sword, it's not ready to strike, but she has a blindfold on. And if you think of that like the wrath of God or the Phoenix Protocol coming, and men's hearts will fail them, men and women, because of their spirit into like nothingness because of the choices they make. You know, I do believe that's all real. I believe that their hearts will fail them. And I believe every knee will bow, but some of that won't be out of honoring God. It will be out of shame and weakness, because it's really hard to stand up in the face of a mighty giant when you're acting like a ill repute thing. It's hard to stand up in the face of that, you know. Well, Satan does like a slutty joker, but I don't think God thinks it's very funny the way his kids have been treated. So I heard somebody else was talking about like, or it was Professor Sam, about like how like a borderline or a narcissist will internalize their anger instead of externalize it. Like I'm talking, I'm getting it off my chest. Or if you have a punching bag, or if you know, work out or whatever you do to alleviate, you know, just keeping busy. So, I mean, even boredom is like a sin. There's no reason for it unless you actually like, well, I could see how God could get bored, you know, unless he was able to be surprised through the whole thing, which is a great possibility from forefathers falling asleep and not actually knowing everything second to second. That could alleviate some boredom for somebody. But if you internalize your anger and you don't express it constructively, it's going to eat away at you, and that is what professionals, so I would say that is what Dr. Sam Bogdan has determined, that borderline narcissists, borderline psychopaths internalize a lot of their anger that they weren't able to separate from their parent. The mother was used in this example, but I do believe, and I'm going to prove, that there are other variations of other key people and ages that these children are, that they can be attacked to make separation from a parent not a healthy thing. You know, like, yeah, I can see how, like, a little kid, you get mad at your mom and you're going your own way and you're making that separation. That's a healthy thing. But if that child isn't able to constructively work with their parents through that, and they don't have two parents, as a matter of fact, if you have um, other family members and other people around those children at certain ages in their life that can throw wrenches intentionally into those children. And I've seen it happen. I watched it happen, so I know what I'm talking about. So it isn't just a maternal thing, it could be the paternal thing also. And not working as a team, as parents for your children, is a big thing. But I've seen fathers destroyed, and either their sons or their daughters. So it isn't necessarily always the separation from the mother. Sometimes a narcissist or a psychotic father can make that difficult for a daughter as well, especially when the mother was like what they call like a dead mother personality, a self-centered borderline. Then it leaves like child has to be strong, whether it's a boy or a girl, when they venture out on their own, because in a sense they've always been on their own, and that's the position I've always been in. So I recognize where it's happening from either a mother or a father in different situations. So, from experience, knowing what I'm talking about, you know. And here's something that's a big something too. It's easy to blame the mother because she's the one who's always there for that child. Now, if you have the absent parent or the one that was the one that did the abandoning, making it's okay. I watched like my oldest son and his dad play video games, and the little one would always want to get in there and interact, and they'd push him down or push him away or just all this weird shit that I tried to stop from happening, because as it was happening, I knew that my child was being conditioned to want more of that attention that he wasn't getting. I tried to supplement that, and I tried to work with all of them with that. But this is a tactic that's been used in these families to keep these lower vibrational beings wanting something that is not healthy for them. Then they sneak in the unhealthy um, implements like different things in their lives to do further destruction to those little human beings. And my kids are not the only ones this has happened to. So this is why I'm talking about it today, because it's a real thing that should be examined. So, and if my kids ever do keep straight enough, maybe someday I can get one of them to actually speak on that, like I am, that psychopathy, narcissism, even attention deficit disorder can be learned behaviors and can be actually undone. That's the key issue. Is there a way to make the mentally unstable stable again? Isn't that our end goal? So some people do not want to be, and that's living in the flesh too solid that what their actions don't even cause them any turmoil. I'm talking the type of personality that actually lives in hell because of learned behaviors. It's emulating somebody that has a mental illness, and it's all an emulation, but it ends up causing them distress and hardships in their life that could be overcome. I believe. I do believe that. So in other words, too, what I'm saying, that's why I don't feel bad when I get radical. Hey, I'll let you know. It's going to take me a while to get over something, and I express it when I'm upset. If I'm angry with somebody, I'll express that. Not like a mad, wrathful dog. My father's saying people get angry, only dogs get mad, you know, or only dogs get mad, people get angry, you know, and it's true because I've seen a lot of people animalistic and very dog-like. So anyway, dog meaning like if you have a pack of wild dogs, you're going to have ones that are dominant and they don't subside. They're not subservient to the rest of the pack. They lead that pack and they will devour anybody that gets in their way. That's animalistic. That's dog-like. I don't get angry devouring anybody that gets in my way. If somebody has injured me, I have a target and a purposeful conversation, radical or not, directed at that individual that caused that harm. And it might be harming a whole bunch of people, and then you're going to see me really get radical. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm not angry for anybody. It's like I told Doug today, if I get there, that's not satanic. If I get on that right there, what I just mentioned, it'll be directed to somebody who is satanic, and they're going to eat every bit of what I'm dishing out, period. And I'm not going to take any shame for the lower vibe that somebody else tried to put on me. I'm going to shove it right back down their throat. So, and that's what I've learned to do. And that's what you have to do. It is self-preservation. In the face of a wild animal, you need a cage and a key and a great big chain. And this thing has been loose on this planet for over 1,000 years. It's time for it to go to the place it belongs. It's not there. We're not waiting for Satan to appear. He's here, obviously. If he wasn't, people wouldn't be so chaotic. It's not the Great Tribulation by no means. Y'all got that coming up for yourselves in the future. Probably about the time I die, that Phoenix is going to hit, and people with unpure hearts will just drop in their tracks. That's what I believe. So that's or some of us might meet our makers a little sooner than that. But yeah, he's not going to let his very own go through turmoil that I know this world is coming closer to. That's what I'm saying. So it's chaotic now. And we can feel blessed to actually be aware of what is going on and why it is going on and who's participating in what, because their days are numbered. Guess I did find some stuff to talk about. Yeah, how about that? Go figure, right? Never fails. Well, I think I will get this uploaded. Just one more thing about those people that are trying to make money off of the darkness in the world and all that. So scamming whoever they're scamming, that is what they're doing. It's like, go get a job. Get a real job and stop playing. I mean, if, like I say, you're doing a service, or like if you're a doctor or some kind of productive person in your life, you know you're actually doing things. And yeah, we all get tired of doing that for sure. You know, even if you read for a living and study and keep up current testing things and all that, you know, that's hard work too. So whatever our our whatever we're doing, whatever our gifts are on this planet, but the ones that are trying to deceive others, it's not going to help you. It's just going to hurt worse in the end, because that energy is coming after you. It's blind justice. There's no that there's no eyes. There's no more calling out for help. It's all over but the crying at that moment. The blindfold is on this entity with a sword and the scales to weigh your heart against justice, like they did in Egyptian times, weighing the person's heart to see if their soul is going to ascend. That is what the scales of justice is. And it has a blindfold on. It's going by instinct. Just thought I'd tell you that. And there's no stopping it. They can stop now. They can stop all their dirty deeds right now today. But it is the Phoenix Protocol what they're afraid of. The doomsday clock that they know that exists every 138 years. And in 2040, it's going to be maybe not the Great Tribulation, but the total beginning of what you would call end times. that has destroyed civilizations before on this planet. And the elite know that, and they know they are not the upper echelon. They know they are not the ones in control, but they love to pretend that they are. Well, they're going to find out. This is the last time that they're getting to be in the flesh. And all the pleasures that they've had for themselves through these times without a care in the world, because Satan promised them life. He can't promise something. He's deaf. That he can't promise something he doesn't possess. When you have dark and death versus life and light, there's nothing that can be deceiving in between there. There's no compromise. You know, it's either one or the other, and people are choosing what they want. So they want to live in existence for eternity of lies and shame and lower vibration, actual literal dirty ways and water and food and thoughts, and that's their persona, that's Satan's very own. Not a big deal. I'm okay with that. I foresee my future. I'm not, everything's linear to me. I see the past and I see the future. I'm here now, but I understand. I have a deep understanding of the what and the why and the how, and I'm okay with all that. No matter what the dark cabal tries to do to my blood, it really does depend on how they nurture their own blood, whether or not they are a part of what truly God is. Otherwise, I'm not going to be crying over spilt milk no matter who it is. It's the way it is. So, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that the elite are scared. The elite. That is funny to me. The well-to-do. Well-to-do. To do what? Will to do. Yeah, you have the will to do what's right. Well, everybody, I appreciate you joining me. I'm going to get this uploaded. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Have a really beautiful night or day, wherever you're at. Peace.